What if I told you that the most luxurious life you could live has nothing to do with what you own, and everything to do with what doesn't own you? What if luxury isn't the car, the house, or the bank account, but the power to choose? The power to say no when everything in you screams yes. The power to stay when everything in you wants to quit. The power to build when everything around you is breaking. Now, we explore the luxury most people will never experience. The luxury of discipline. What they sold you about freedom is a lie. Let's start with the truth no one wants to hear. You've been lied to about freedom. They told you freedom is doing whatever you want. They told you freedom is having no rules. They told you freedom is living without consequences. That's not freedom. That's slavery disguised as liberation. Because when you do whatever you want, you become a slave to your impulses. When you have no rules, you become a slave to your chaos. When you live without consequences, you become a slave to your circumstances. Real freedom doesn't come from having no boundaries. Real freedom comes from mastering yourself within them. The undisciplined person thinks they're free, but watch them closely. They can't wake up early. Sleep owns them. They can't eat healthy. Cravings own them. They can't save money. Impulses own them. They can't stay focused. Distractions own them. They are not free. They are owned by everything they cannot control. The disciplined person, they wake when they decide. They eat what serves them. They invest what builds them. They focus on what matters. That is luxury. That is power. That is true freedom. Luxury is not excess. Luxury is precision, and precision requires discipline. But most people never experience this, because they misunderstand what discipline actually is. Discipline is not punishment. Discipline is investment. Here's where most people get it wrong. They think discipline is about sacrifice, about giving things up, about suffering now for some distant reward. Wrong. Discipline is not about what you lose. Discipline is about what you gain. When you go to the gym, you're not losing time. You're buying energy, confidence, strength, and longevity. When you read instead of scroll, you're not missing out. You're acquiring knowledge that creates opportunity. When you save instead of spend, you're not depriving yourself. You're purchasing future freedom. Discipline is the highest form of self-love. Because discipline says, I value my future self more than my present comfort. Think about it. The luxury watch is valuable because it was crafted with discipline. The luxury car performs because it was engineered with discipline. The luxury brand endures because it was built with discipline. You are your own luxury brand. And luxury brands don't cut corners. They don't compromise quality. They don't settle for good enough. They are precise. They are consistent. They are disciplined. If you want a luxury life, you must become a luxury product. And that requires the discipline of daily refinement. But here's what separates those who talk about discipline from those who live it. Discipline is built on 5 unshakable foundations. If you want to master discipline, you must understand its architecture. Here are the 5 pillars. Pillar 1, clarity. You cannot be disciplined toward nothing. Discipline without direction is just suffering. Before you can discipline yourself, you must know what you're disciplining yourself for. What is the vision? What is the goal? What is the life you're building? Vague goals create vague discipline. Precise goals create powerful discipline. Don't say, I want to be successful. Say, I will own 3 income-producing properties by 35. Don't say, I want to be healthy. Say, I will maintain 15% body fat and run a half marathon this year. Clarity gives discipline meaning. Meaning gives discipline power. Pillar 2. Commitment. Discipline is not a mood, it's a covenant. Most people are disciplined when they feel like it. That's not discipline, that's motivation. Motivation is a spark. Discipline is the fuel. Motivation gets you started. Discipline keeps you going when motivation fades. And motivation will fade. There will be mornings you don't want to get up. There will be days you don't feel inspired. There will be moments you want to quit. That's when commitment carries you. Commitment says, I don't need to feel like it. I decide it. The luxury brands don't deliver excellence only when they feel like it. They deliver excellence because they committed to a standard. You must commit to your standard, not when it's convenient. Always. Pillar 3. Consistency. Discipline is not occasional. It's rhythmic. One workout doesn't build the body. One good meal doesn't create health. One productive day doesn't build success. It's the daily deposits that compound into wealth. Think about water dripping on stone. One drop does nothing, but drops over time, they carve canyons. Small disciplines, daily, create unstoppable momentum. The question is not, can I do this once? The question is, can I do this until it becomes who I am? Because here's the secret about discipline. At first, you practice discipline. Eventually, discipline becomes your identity. You don't have to force yourself to be disciplined. When being disciplined is simply who you are. Pillar 4. Courage. Discipline requires facing what you fear. Most people lack discipline because they lack courage. They fear discomfort. They fear judgment. They fear failure. They fear the work. But here's the truth. Everything you want is on the other side of discipline. And discipline is on the other side of fear. You want the body. Face the discomfort of the gym. You want the wealth. Face the discipline of delayed gratification. You want the peace. Face the discipline of boundaries. Fear is the gatekeeper. Discipline is the key. And courage is what allows you to use that key. The luxury life you desire will cost you the comfort you're clinging to. Are you willing to pay that price? Pillar 5. Compassion. Here's where most people get discipline wrong. They beat themselves up. They shame themselves. They treat discipline like a prison. That's not discipline. That's cruelty. Discipline rooted in self-hatred will never last. It will burn you out. It will break you down. It will make you quit. Sustainable discipline is rooted in self-love. You discipline yourself because you love yourself, not because you hate who you are. When you slip, when you fall, when you miss a day, you don't spiral into shame. You practice compassion. You say, I'm human. I made a mistake. Tomorrow I begin again. The luxury mindset doesn't demand perfection. It demands progression. One day off doesn't erase the work you've done. One mistake doesn't cancel your commitment. Show yourself grace, then get back to work. Now that you understand the pillars, let's talk about what discipline actually looks like in daily life. Your morning decides your life. Here's what most people don't understand. Luxury is not spontaneous. Luxury is designed. The luxury car has every detail engineered. The luxury hotel has every experience curated. The luxury life has every day architected. Your day should not happen to you. Your day should happen through you. And that starts with your morning. The luxury morning ritual. Before the world makes demands on you, before the notifications start, before the chaos begins. You must claim your first hour. The first hour is sacred. Here's what the disciplined do before the sun rises. 1. Silence, 5 to 10 minutes of stillness. No phone, no noise, no input. Just you and your thoughts. Meditation, prayer, breathing. This is where clarity lives. 2. Movement, exercise, stretch, walk. Your body is the vehicle for your dreams. Invest in it first thing. Even 15 minutes compounds over time. 3. Nourishment. Feed your mind before your stomach. Read 10 pages. Listen to something elevating. Input determines output. 4. Intention. Write your 3 priorities for the day, not 20. 3. Discipline is about focus, not frenzy. What are the 3 things that matter most? This is the luxury morning. Not rushed, not reactive, not chaotic. Calm, intention, powerful. And when you win the morning, you win the day. The luxury of boundaries. Now let's talk about something most people are terrified of. Saying no. Here's the truth. Every yes to something is a no to something else. When you say yes to the party, you're saying no to rest or preparation. When you say yes to the distraction, you're saying no to focus and progress. When you say yes to everyone's needs, you're saying no to your own. The disciplined understand this. They protect their time like it's currency, because it is. The luxury of boundaries means you don't attend every event you're invited to. You don't answer every message immediately. You don't explain every decision you make. You don't engage every opinion offered to you. Your time is precious. Your energy is sacred. Your peace is non-negotiable. Saying no is not selfish. Saying no is self-preservation. And when you learn to say no to what doesn't serve you, you create space for what does. But here's where discipline becomes truly powerful. Small disciplines create exponential results. Let me show you the mathematics of discipline. 1% better every day equals 37 times better in 1 year. Not 365% better. 37 times better. Because improvement compounds. One workout doesn't transform your body, but 365 workouts. You become unrecognizable. One page doesn't make you wise, but 365 days of reading. You've consumed 12 plus books and transformed your mind. $1 saved doesn't make you rich, but disciplined investing over decades, you build generational wealth. This is the secret the wealthy understand. They don't look for shortcuts. They trust the compound. The luxury brands weren't built in a year. They were built over decades of disciplined excellence. You are building your own luxury brand. The brand is you. And brands are built through consistent quality, unwavering standards, daily excellence, patient growth. Your discipline today is an investment in the you of tomorrow and that future version of you. They're thanking you. They're grateful you didn't quit. They're living the life you're building right now. Don't let them down. But let's be honest about something.
The fall is not failure. Staying down is. You will have days where discipline fails, days where you oversleep, days where you binge, days where you waste hours, days where you break your commitment. This will happen. And here's what separates the successful from everyone else. They don't spiral. Most people break discipline once, then use it as permission to quit entirely. I missed my workout today, so why bother this week? I ate poorly at lunch, so I'll just eat poorly all day. I didn't start on January 1st, so I'll wait until next year. This is how dreams die. Not in one catastrophic failure, but in the slow surrender after small setbacks. The disciplined understand this. One meal doesn't make you healthy or unhealthy. One workout doesn't make you fit or unfit. One day doesn't make or break your journey. It's the pattern that matters. So when you break discipline, when you fall off track, when you disappoint yourself, do this. Acknowledge it. I messed up. That's okay. Analyze it. Why did this happen? What can I learn? Adjust it. What will I do differently next time? And get back to it. Tomorrow I begin again. No shame, no spiral, no surrender, just a compassionate return to your commitment. The luxury mindset doesn't demand perfection, it demands persistence. And when you persist, when you show up even when it's hard, something changes. Discipline doesn't just change what you do, it changes who you are. Here's what happens when you embrace discipline. At first, it's forced. You have to push yourself. Every day is a battle. Every decision is hard. Then, it becomes routine. You don't have to think about it as much. Your body starts to crave the habits. The resistance lessens. Finally, it becomes identity. You don't practice discipline, you are discipline. It's no longer something you do, it's who you are. And when discipline becomes identity, everything changes. You stop asking, should I? You start declaring, this is who I am. I'm someone who works out. I'm someone who reads daily. I'm someone who honors their word. I'm someone who protects their peace. Identity shapes behavior. Behavior shapes results. Results shape destiny. And suddenly, the luxury life you were chasing, it starts chasing you. Because you've become the type of person who naturally attracts what you desire. The disciplined attract opportunity. The disciplined attract respect. The disciplined attract success. Not because they're lucky, but because they've built themselves into someone who is ready to receive it. This is the luxury of discipline. You stop waiting for life to happen to you. You start creating the life you want. You become the architect. You become the artist. You become the author of your story, of your legacy, of your elevation. So let me ask you one last time. Are you ready to master yourself? Luxury is not what you own. Luxury is what doesn't own you. True luxury is self-mastery. The ability to choose, the power to decide, the strength to persist. And that luxury, that power, that freedom is available to you right now. Not when circumstances change, not when you feel ready, not when it gets easier, right now. All it requires is a decision. The decision to stop living reactively and start living intentionally. Stop being owned by impulses and start owning your choices. Stop waiting for motivation and start building discipline. Because here's the truth. Motivation is a visitor. Discipline is a resident. Motivation comes and goes. Discipline stays and builds. So build your morning routine. Build your boundaries. Build your consistency. Build your standards. Build your identity. One day at a time. One decision at a time. one discipline at a time, and watch what happens. Watch your body transform. Watch your mind sharpen. Watch your life elevate. Watch your destiny unfold. Not because you got lucky, but because you got disciplined. This is the luxury most people will never experience. Not because they can't, but because they won't. They won't sacrifice comfort for growth. They won't trade instant gratification for lasting fulfillment. They won't do what's hard to have what's rare. But you're different. You're not here by accident. You're here because something inside you knows you were made for more. And that more is waiting on the other side of discipline. So take the first step. Choose one area. Master one habit. Build one discipline. And then another. And another. And another. Until discipline is no longer something you practice, but someone you've become. The luxury life you desire is built by the luxury person you become. And that person starts with today's discipline. This is the season of your undeniable rising, and discipline is the foundation. Now go build.